Section 7.2 deals with the ambiguous case and the law of signs. And here is a description of that. It's talking about when you have more than one option for a triangle to be formed. So if you know the measure of acute angle and the length of a side in B, A and B, you have to find the other angle and the other side. And there's what's called the ambiguous case. It means there's 4 possible outcomes. There could be no such triangle. There could be one right triangle, one regular triangle that is not right, or 2 possible triangles, because there could be 2 lengths that would work. So you deal with some specific observations. H is the height of this, and H is also equal to, and I think I have it in another chart down here. Where do I have that? Right here. H is the same as B times the sine of A, the angle. And so this is just more picture showing what we've got. So if A is less than H and H is equal to B sine A, then there is no triangle. If A is less than this business, so you want to look and you say if this side is less than B sine A, which is the height, then you don't have a triangle. It's not long enough. If A is equal to B sine A, that's equal to the height, then you have a right triangle. If A is greater than or equal to, then you have only one triangle. It could be like this. If H is equal to that and less than A, and A is less than B, then you have 2 distinct triangles. So I would maybe print this and keep this as a reference when you're trying to decide whether you have 1 triangle or 2 or none. We'll certainly look at it in the practice problems. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go look at those. Find angle B. Do not use a calculator. So we've gotten where we have one angle, we have a side opposite and a side over here. We can do the law of sines. There's not an issue here. So we can say sine of B over 6, because we're supposed to find B. We're supposed to find this angle. Whoops. Just messed that up. We're supposed to find that angle there. So sine of B over 6 equals sine of 45 over 6 square roots of 2. So let's cross multiply. We get 6 sine 45 equals 6 square roots of 2 sine B. Divide by 6 square roots of 2, and you end up with 6 square roots of 2 over 2. Let me do that algebra for you. So when you do this, we're plugging in this step, we're plugging in what is the sine of 45. So that's 6 square roots of 2 over 2. Now when I divide by 6 square roots of 2 into this is what I have here. And it reduces, the 6's are going to cancel out. You're going to have 1/2 because the square root of 2's will cancel out as well. So 1/2 equals the sine of B. And so B has to be 30 degrees. So that would be your answer for that one. Number 2, you are given angle A is 84.1, side B is 9.1, side A is 11.6. So the first thing I do in those is go ahead and draw the triangle, plugging in what you know. And if A is greater than or equal to B, so if A is greater than or equal to B, if this side's bigger than that, you have one triangle. So that's all we have to worry about. So we can do the law of sines. Sine of 84.1 over 11.6 equals sine B over 9.1. Cross multiply. you get down to this. This is on the calculator. You can see I did that here. And then I said divide by 11.6. So I've got this. That's what the sine of B is. If I want to know what the angle is, I do second sine of that number. So in this case, I did second sine, and I said answer, which is second, and the little baby negative down here. So when you do that, and then you get 51.29, we're going to round to 1/10. I think is what it told us. Everything else was in 1/10, so I think that's, yes, it says it right there. So 51.3. And to get the other angle, to get angle C, it's 180 minus the sum of 84.1 and 51.3, so we got 44.6. In number 3, you were given some information, and I wanted you to see that you can really tell some of these things by just starting out. And I said, well, sine C over 19 is equal to sine A over A. And when you do that, you end up with 19, sine C is 19 sine 35.5 divided by 3.3. And when you do that calculation, you get 3.34. Well, sine has to be between -1 and 1, so there's no possible solution for that. So that one just shows you another way to tell that you do not have a triangle, because you get sine that's bigger than 1. Let's get to 4. Number 4, A is greater than or equal to B. I think we had that one. And so we can just use the law of sines. And sine of 77.4 over 11.6 is equal to sine B over 9.8. You come down and you get the 55.53 is angle B. Side C, angle C, you can just add those two and subtract from 180. And then to get the other side, you can do law of sines again. So it's really just deciding what you need to find to do that. Number 5. Number 5 does have two triangles. B sine A, if we let A be 38.6, and B is 31.2, and when we do it this way, we get 22.0296. That's less than 38.6. So if that's less than A, and A is less than B, two distinct triangles can be formed with the given information. So we do have that case. So the first thing I did was to try to find angle C. And angle C in our first thing is 180 minus 34.48 and 44.55. And we had, we got the 44 degrees 55 minutes using the law of sines to find angle A. So that was what I did first. So do this thing first. You get that angle, then subtract the angle you were given, the angle you found, and you get, I call it C1, that's 100 degrees 17 minutes. And then you can also find side C by using the law of sines. So we had found an angle A, an angle C, and a side C. Then when we get ready to do the second triangle, the angle that we were given, the 44 degrees, no, let's see. The angle that we found initially, the A that we found, was 44 degrees 55 minutes. So if we subtract that from 180, we see that we're still under 180. So that's another clue that you're going to be able to have two triangles. So this angle A2 in our second triangle is 135 degrees 5 minutes. then add those two, the one you're given in the initial problem and your 135.5 from 180, and you get 10 degrees 7 minutes. So if we go back up here to our answer chart, we have 135.5 and 10.7, and then we do have to find the side in our second triangle. So we find side C. Originally there were 6 of these and I omitted number 6, so you just have 5 questions in this. So I think you have a little bit of everything. 1 triangle, no triangle, 2 triangles. So that should get you a little practice in that.